Right. Uh, my question is on a topic which must be which is very dear to your work, is on the must work that you have done. So I know there is a book called Wayfarer which has been written on the must work. It has been so many references that you contacted so many musts. But what is not explained in any of these is that when you are one on one with the must, what exactly you did. So people know that you contacted musts, then you wanted to be with them and make a contact. But when you were with the must one on one, what exactly you did? Because at the end, many times you said, I'm very happy, it was a successful contact. But no one has explained what exactly was those contacts, what exactly you did with those musts. If you could explain a little bit more on that, please.
Baba Singh, very good question. I'm very happy with that. But I cannot reveal in totality, but you will get a gist of what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And that should be good enough for a good understanding.
Okay, thank you.
So let's start. When you find a good student, right,
Hmm.
in your class, when you have, say, 15 or 20 students, you identify a student which has the potential, right?
Hmm.
It could be anything. It could be in dance, it could be in singing, it could be in art, it could be in literature,
Hmm.
painting, so on and so forth.
Right.
But when you identify that student, what do?
Hmm.
You want to work with that student, right?
Yes.
Because you know it has that latent energy in it to bring out the fullest
Hmm.
in that student, and you are happy to do that, right?
Hmm.
If you're a good singer yourself, you identify another student in front of you who's a great singer. What do? You encourage,
Hmm.
you provide the tools,
Hmm.
right?
Right.
You spend enough time coaching,
Right.
right? And then you let that student build up that talent,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
You give the student the guidelines and become a mentor
Hmm.
and tell the student, now I have provided you with everything, now you do your riyaz.
Hmm.
Now you
Riyaz, the practice.
practice, you
Hmm.
practice, you practice, and you practice,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And I will meet you when you are ready.
Hmm.
Got it?
Okay.
So these musts are not normal souls. These are souls which have been identified for their spiritual mastery and talent
Hmm.
to serve, right?
Hmm.
And it has not happened just, it has happened through many births.
Hmm.
The soul has been elevated
Hmm.
from one birth to another on a very spiritual plane,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Then when the master has identified, what does the master do? Doesn't want to let loose that opportunity,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
It gathers the student
Hmm.
and tells the student, now I will mentor you.
Hmm. Hmm.
When you are ready,
Hmm.
I will expose you to the world.
Hmm.
But I will expose you to the world where you are completely out of sync with the physical world,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Because you are so far and superior with what is within you
Hmm.
that you're not in sync with that energy around you.
That
If you
body.
in the body,
Body.
because if you're in sync with that energy around you, then illusion takes over, right?
Hmm.
Then you are affected by your karmic cycle around you,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Family, so on and so forth, correct?
Hmm.
But the soul has reached to a level where it is going to perform a symphony all by itself.
Hmm.
It doesn't need anyone else.
Hmm.
Okay, then the mentor, the master, prepares that student,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Provides it with the tools
Hmm.
and says, we will meet when the time is right.
Hmm.
And it empowers it to do the universal work.
Hmm.
Got it?
So basically
Then
what...
I go in search
Hmm.
to find my student. Right?
Right.
And I find my student.
Hmm.
And when I sit with that student one on one, I ask, did you make use of the tools? Yes,
Did you make use of the tools?
of the tools.
Right.
The student is in ecstasy
Hmm.
because it has identified the master
Hmm.
who has come, because the student is ready for the test.
Hmm.
Right?
Hmm.
It's thrilled because the master has empowered the student
Hmm.
and said, now you do your practice. When you are ready, I will meet you.
Hmm.
And then when the student is ready, the master has a one-on-one session with the student.
Hmm.
Right?
Hmm.
And then the master empowers the student and says, now you are ready for my universal work.
Hmm.
What is that universal work? As I said, I will not disclose.
Hmm.
But the student gets ready to do my universal work. Does it make sense?
Yes, thank you, Baba. So basically, what you're saying that these musts were born out of many, many years of karmic progression, and they were ready to be an asset for you to run your universe or do your universal
Yes,
work.
in my avataric age as Meher Baba.
And therefore, it was your responsibility to therefore appear and have physical contact with them so that you can then bestow
That grace on them
grace on
to
them
do my universal work.
to do your universal work.
Right?
And then in your physical contact with those masks, first was a finding. So you found who you had to send your mandali to find them,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go and contact them. And once you contact them one on one, then you tell them that now you're ready, and I'm giving you the empowerment and the connectivity to do the work for which you've got the talent.
Correct. Spot
And
on. Yes.
that is what happened in your mask contact. And when you said it was a successful contact,
Yes.
basically it was a communication between the two,
Right.
that you mentioned the word ecstasy. So the student was in ecstasy that the
Yeah, the
master has...
student was ecstatic that he met the master. The master has finally appeared. Right?
Hmm.
And all these must could identify that. Right?
Hmm.
At a soul level.
Hmm.
Isn't it?
Hmm.
And they were ecstatic that the master has come.
Hmm.
Finding.
Hmm.
And that was their reward.
It's like a graduation ceremony.
Correct. It's their reward that the master has come
Hmm.
to me,
Hmm.
to bless me,
Hmm.
to make me feel worthy of
Talent that I
the
have.
talent or the effort that I have put in to live up to my master's expectation.
Hmm.
And I'm ready, right, to serve my master.
So my practice is fulfilled, and now
Fulfilled.
I'm ready to deliver.
Absolutely.
So this contact was to graduate them from being a student to being an asset to deliver your universal work.
Correct. Makes sense,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. So how did you, so you as a master then would have known who they are, where they are,
Yes.
and yet you had to send your mandalis to find them and bring it to you, or taking you to them.
Yes, because my mandali was also doing universal work for me, right?
Hmm.
Isn't it? So I'm also empowering my mandali.
So you mean to say you could have reached them without the mandali also, but you had given the opportunity for the mandali to find them.
Yeah, that's right. You carry everybody with you, right?
Hmm.
When the master can't, an orchestra cannot be delivered just by the head of the symphony, isn't it? Who's
Hmm.
orchestrating it?
Hmm.
You need different musicians,
Hmm.
isn't it?
Hmm.
And each one plays their part for
Hmm.
a great symphony,
Right.
isn't it?
Right.
So even when I was doing my spiritual work, or I was in seclusion, or I was fasting, even I would tell my mandali, okay, you too fast with me, for 4 days or 6 days or whatever. So I was also getting some universal work done. And I said, because I also wanted to keep the environment out of Maya, right?
Out
'Cause
of illusion.
out of illusion, yeah, because there were many spirits around, right? So everybody was contributing in their own way by displaying that discipline, by displaying that faith, by displaying that energy, right? And by displaying that empowerment given to them. So if I said to you that you must fast for me, you're obeying, right? And you're delivering that for your master, isn't it? And you feel nice about it that my master is asking something from me. So it's a give and take relationship, isn't it? I think this is a very beautiful explanation on how you find the talent and how you make the talent grow and you reward it in the end. Isn't it true?
And